Hello, Little Falls Community Schools Superintendent Stephen Jones checking in with you as we sit about 5 weeks away from the start of school in that first week of September, the Tuesday right after Labor Day. Let's talk a little bit about COVID and specifically maybe the Delta variant and how that all impacts and will impact the start to school here at Little Falls Community Schools. When the CDC and the Minnesota Department of Health came out with their announcements last week, certainly it brought back that conversation into the front page. And here at Little Falls Community Schools, no different than any other school districts in the state of Minnesota. So masks, that's the first thing that most people want to talk about, masks. In conversing and discussing this in depth with our school board, at this point, we are able to say that it is not our desire at this point to start the school year with masks. Again, we are hoping that we do not need to start the school year with masks. As we sit here today, taking into account the information of case rates here in Morrison County, I can say that with a lot of confidence that based off those facts, masks will not be required when you come back to school in September in Little Falls Community Schools. Again, please note this though, that all could change. Across the country and in some portions of Minnesota, the Delta variant has caused an incredible increase in the number of COVID cases reported in folks, both requiring and not requiring hospitalizations. And of course, that's a concern as we do what we can to make Little Falls Community Schools as safe as possible. And so to repeat, as I sit here today, we are very hopeful that we will not need to have masks back in the buildings when we start school. However, please note that that is very possibly could change between now and some point during the school year. I will tell you that because it is a federal enactment, masks will be required on public and school bus transportation. So our school buses will need students to wear masks on those buses. That's something that I cannot do despite us having some local control over this. The masks on school buses is something I cannot control. And so masks will be mandatory on school buses. What else are you likely to see change? Really not a whole lot from where we were at last year. We will still see social distancing in our classrooms, in our hallways, in our cafeterias. Those are things that we still need to continue to do. And quite frankly, that became just part of the normal operating status. We don't want kids here when they have fevers and are experiencing symptoms of any kind. So once again, we will have all of those protocols in place. Please don't send your children to school if they have a fever. Please don't send them to school if they aren't feeling well. That's just the thing that we need to have happen so we don't see any impact here health-wise in our schools. The social distancing, like I said, that will go back into place, and we want to make sure that is working as well as possible. Again, with positive cases in the county, there's a chance that it will impact someone associated with school, and the close contact piece will have to go back into play. Yes, we are going to have to close contact trace. If that happens, the good news is for those people that are vaccinated or have had COVID within 90 days, they have the ability to not necessarily be impacted by a quarantine based off a close contact trace. Again, lots of opportunities for people to be vaccinated. That's your choice. We are just saying as a school district that we certainly support the vaccinations if that's what people desire to do. And we know that there is a benefit in terms of the close contact tracing here at school for those folks that have had the vaccination and are using it as such. So again, to repeat, the main pieces of today's video, masks as we sit today, not mandatory to come back to school. However, as things change, that may have to be revisited, but that's where we stand today. And many of the other protocols that we've become used to, the social distancing, and again, close contact tracing, the quarantining, keeping kids home when they're not feeling well, that all goes back into place. So please, as always, contact me with any questions you may have. Reminder that registration week is next week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the 10th, 11th, and 12th. We are hoping to see you here. And again, later this week, I will have another video coming out specifically dealing with the educational benefits form and how vital that is to both you as a consumer and to us as a school district. So please look forward to that. My telephone number, 632-2001. Email me at sjones@lfalls.k12.mn.us. Thank you.